Hey, Juventini, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alberto, and I'm going to bring you all the news surrounding Juventus to this Canada Day edition. All right, we're going to get into the latest on the transfer mercado rumblings with a little bit of a sprinkle from our boy Paulo Nomolo. That's right, and then we're going to get to the official preseason start date and a bunch of jersey numbers and changes that took place today. Let's go. All right, Juventini, friendly reminder, like the video, and of course, subscribe to the channel where it's all Juve all the time, all right? And happy Canada Day to all you other crazy Canucks out there, all right? Enjoy the Canada Day long weekend here. Now, let's get into the news. Not a lot as far as the transfer front goes, but I'm going to give you everything I got anyway. So here's an interesting little tidbit that's breaking out recently here, and that's that in terms of the Cambiasso deal, in order to get Dragusin to accept this move to Genoa, apparently Chiellini, who is in the MLS now, he's away in the States, he's with LAFC. Apparently, Chiellini had to contact Radu Dragusin in order to help him make that decision to accept this deal. So he's working for Juventus while away with LAFC. Imagine that. Unbelievable from Chiellini, and probably just preparing himself for life after MLS when he comes back and works in the office with Juventus. But interesting little piece of news there about Chiellini contacting Dragusin in order to make this deal work and finalize for Juventus. A weird one. That was interesting, a weird one. Then you have one that's a little bit tough to take and doesn't hold much weight, kind of like the follow-up to yesterday when I broke through that Rabiot was rumored to be in a swap deal with Liverpool for Keita, and that they were discussing this today. Independent again, not a source that's going to hold a lot of weight to it for me anyways, but they're saying it wasn't Keita and that Juventus is setting their sights on Firmino for a Rabiot swap. Okay, it's free to dream. That's all I could say. All right, but that's the latest from there. But then we get to the defenders, okay, the center backs, and this is where the news has really shifted over the past 4 or 5 days for Juventus, and that's of course because of the massive news about De Ligt and this renewal talks being stalled, and Chelsea being involved, of course, Man City and Man United in the background as well, and Paulo Nomolo, okay, our favorite Facebook character with incredible ties and links to Juventus, shared some of his thoughts on the whole center back scenario. And he started it off by saying that Juventus is trying to sell Rugani, and selling Rugani would open the door for Juventus to bring in 2 new center backs, which is what they want to do. But you'd have to assume that him in saying that is also assuming that De Ligt is going to move, because that would only open the door for one center back, because it's been reported for a while now Juventus is going to go into the season with 4 center backs, and that's factoring in that they have a little bit of outside coverage from Danilo, right? So there you have it. He's saying they're trying to move Daniele Rugani. Now, in terms of the De Ligt deal, speaks out on it, saying that the players involved from Chelsea were not the issue. It's not the issue that it was Timo Werner and that Jorginho's name's being thrown in there, but it's the value. It's the value that Chelsea is placing on those players in with the deal. For instance, 50 million euros plus Timo Werner to reach that 90 million. That is not going to be something that Juventus accepts, according to Paulo Nomolo. If he values those players, if Chelsea values those players around the 20 million mark, you could strike a deal if you're looking at 80 to 90 plus one of those players. So it's very interesting to see. And he reiterates Manchester United and Manchester City are very much interested in De Ligt and following this one the whole way through. We've talked about this a lot as Juventini. We don't expect De Ligt to accept Man United because they're not in Champions League. So Man City probably be more in play. However, his ex-coach from Ajax, where De Ligt seemed to have his best time and period, is at Manchester United. So you never really know. But apparently Juventus would accept those players if the valuation was correct, according to Paulo Nomolo. So that's really it as far as the Mercado rumblings. Pretty quiet day on the Mercado rumblings. News of the day was, of course, these jersey changes. Okay, so Chiesa taking over the 7. So Vlahovic going from 7 to number 9. It's going to be DV9 now, and Chiesa going from 22 to 7. And our newest signing, Paul Pogba, is coming back, and he's coming back to the number 10. That's right. He's going to take the vacant number 10. So this has been another thing that we've covered as Juventini. A lot of us feel that the number should be left vacant and should be earned by that next player. However, I've always stated, even though I do feel that way, that there was absolutely no way Juventus was going to pass up the marketing opportunity of number 10 and to one of those guys, especially Paul Pogba coming back. So Paul Pogba, by Nico Shearer, being reported by Nico Shearer, will take the number 10. All right. So there you have it. Now, in terms of the last little tidbit of news, Paul Pogba, we know next week is going to be Pogba week. He's expected to arrive between July 5th, July 6th, somewhere in there. And training camp preseason is starting July 10th officially. So there you have it, Juventini. That's all the news today. Can't wait to get your thoughts on the number changes, the center back saga, and how Juventus is going to work through this. One thing's for sure, Cherubini and Arrivabene have their work cut out for them, and it's going to be interesting to see how they navigate that situation. But there you have it. There's the news. Quick reminder, this weekend, Sunday, we're live with Mirko Di Natale, all right? Not just a journalist, but a Juventino. So we're not just going to talk Mercado rumblings on him, but we're actually going to get his opinions on how Juve's shaping up going into the 22-23 season and get his thoughts and feelings towards these moves, the De Ligt saga, everything, all right? So make sure you're there and you can get your questions in with Mirko, who's not just a great journalist, but an absolute great guy, all right? So till then, and till tomorrow for another daily news update. Fino alla fina, Forza Juve. Ciao tutti.